Alright, back to the chaos and vortex theory and all that good stuff. Okay, here's where we left off. We have a 10 by 10 square, 10 columns high, or 10 rows high, 10 columns across. I made each column is 31 pixels, each row is 31 pixels, so that gives me a perfect square. I'm going to go ahead and say that there are parts of this that if you suffer from maybe epilepsy or seizures or have eye problems, that there's parts of this that will mess with your eyesight, and I don't want anybody having any problems. So I will warn ahead of time when those parts come up. It's not worth it to me for anybody to get hurt, but I will let you know ahead of time. So I started out with the center, and then worked my way around with the numbers, and these just go 0 through 10. Over to 21, down to 32, over to 44, and then we're making another pass, and that gives us another level. Okay, now if we go from here to here, that gives us one row and column, another square that's one row and column larger, and then again that will be another row and column that is larger. And this is just a 2D rendering, so it's not really, I don't have the software to make it 3D or 4D or 22D, and I'm not really looking for that anyway. Okay, I'm going to, here's a part for people with eye troubles, or you may want to look away. If you make this a little bigger where you can see it. If you take that 10 by 10 square, or any square, and then you add a circle to it, and each one of these circles, I've magnified this to 400 times so I can get it, or to 400%. So I can get each one of these circles should be perfectly lined up with the square and inside of each square. So what that gives you is this. Okay, you can't really see it the way this is, but if you look real close, you can see that there's a wave that shoots out to the east or the right, a wave that shoots up to the north or just up, same with the west or left and down. These other ones you can kind of see a little bit, but it's not as clear. And again, if this part messes with my eyes somewhat. My eyes, I can see in the dark, but for whatever reason this part kind of messes with my eyes. So again, if you have troubles, you may want to look away. If you colorize those to where you can see that you get these patterns, and this is not your eyes messing with you. This is the way that this, whatever, because of the circles in the square, it makes this pattern. It also makes where you would think that this would be a straight line, that each one of these breaks would be a straight line. It's not. The further this goes out, I'll get into in a different video, but the further this is just 10,000, like I said, this is all the way around with numbers until you get to 10,000, which stops right here. Okay, there are 45 rows from the top of this square to here, 45 columns from this side to here, same thing on the bottom, 45, but there's 46 that come up to here. Okay, if you kept going with this square, which is separate from this one, would have to come up and then go around the sides and then meet back on the bottom here to make another square. So it stops. It stops right here, which is at 9,602, which is a sum of 8. 8s is all over this. But now, if you take, it's too much. I'll go back over here because it's a little easier to see from the right and left. But let's say that we start at the cross of this first circle and the first square, to where you're right in the center. Okay, the axis on this end of that same wave going out, that's a straight line. Now you can see that the further out this goes, you get a little more of these points of this wave over, but then you get out here, of course. So that lets you know that it's not your eyes messing with you. It's not a mirage. That's exactly what's happening. Like I said, the further you go out, the crazier this thing gets. To show it with another one, let's say we start right here in the same point, and we want to keep the center of this one, this cross. And we want to go out with it, and you can see that you have this much space. The further this goes out, I've not took it out real far, but just enough to get this filled in all the way. You can see it does curve. Each one of these curves, and they take on, the more they go, the more crazy they get. Also, if you look, these are circles, but the closer you get to the end here, the more these lines look straight. But that is a perfect circle all the way around. That's not a straight line. I don't know if that is a mirage or if that's just the way, the further that it goes, that it bends it and forms it to that. I really, that I don't know yet. I've not studied. I've only been working on this part since last night, or yesterday, and a little while today. And the pick 3 part of it and the pick 4 I've only been working on for the past couple of hours or so. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of a, I know some people don't like the word positive and negative, but it's kind of a beam going out, is the way my mind is seeing it, in the 4 points. And then whatever happens here, and I don't know if it's because of these beams going out that's forming this and all the way around, or what, but 8, this is an 8-pointed star. And if you Google the meaning of the number 8, or you want to check your Bible and look at the meaning of number 8, which you can find that on Google too, it'll let you know that 8 is a new beginning, regeneration. Okay, we have our 8 points going out. We have right here, you can see that it starts here, works out here to the left or to the right, and then up. and then it stops here, and it actually starts here again with another one. And that is 1, 2, 3 out from the main cube. Then we have this one here where it starts anew again. So this is just color coordinated to where you can see exactly what's going on. Each one of these small ones is going to be a new beginning, a new start that branches out, and then it runs a little bit and it branches out again. Okay, but now from here to here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. You go up again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Every 8th band or circle that forms between the squares and the circles, it starts off and creates another beam that does the same thing, and it just repeats on and on and on and on. Excuse me. Why, I don't know. Like I said, I've only been looking at this for maybe 8 or 9 hours now total on redoing and coloring and all that good stuff. Just doing it over until I get it the way my mind wants it. I'm picky when it comes to things. Like going through, I went through and set all these to where I know I've got the same distance on each one, so I know that these bends are exactly the way that the squares combined with the circles are. It's not anything that I'm doing. Okay, you can look back now if you're okay. And this is what it looks like with the numbers in it. I don't have all these colored. I just want to see the numbers. Like I said, this is fairly new to me. I get an idea and I go with it and do whatever my mind tells me to look at. But my initial thoughts were, say, these would be the months 1 through 12, and say we have January and January the 17th, and then say the year 2125, and then a line from here to here, and a line from here to the year, and then a line back, connecting all three, and then seeing what was laid out in those. Not really seen so much with that, but like I said, I've only been looking at it for maybe a couple of hours now on this part. Okay, but now the next thing that came to my mind was finding the numbers. Okay, I've got a little smaller one here that's cut down to just would be for, say, the pick 3. We have all the way to 999, and then we have these would be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, and so on, 0, 1, 0, 0, 11, and kind of, if you think about it, we have triples or trips, whatever you want to call them, or quads. Very little, and 0, 0, 0 would be one of those, so it sits down here by itself. There's the 999. I have these highlighted, the 10s, 420, 510, any number ending in 0. Excuse me. And then we have highlighted going up and down, all that good stuff. But what I thought about next was just finding the numbers to see how this thing lays out. I just copied that and pasted it here so I could see, and it will show up a little better. So I went and I found say February the 2nd. The numbers were 567 for the day draw and 624 for the evening, and 624 is I'm kind of editing as I go along here. The 624 is right here, and then it's just way too small. Six two four is here. 567 is right here. Okay, I get as close to the number, the center of the numbers, as I can get, and all these numbers are they're centered up on each cell, so that gives me a fairly straight line. Okay, so we've got a straight line here. If this is something that I'm noticing quite consistently, from here to here, that's kind of a, the only thing better would be if this was straight up. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 bands out. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 bands out. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 band, or 9 squares up, and should be the same on the square. 8 and 9. Okay, but the up and down, and knowing that this is a circle, it works in circles, work in degrees, I thought about getting the wheel, the degree wheel, which I have here, and I just copied that line and I pasted it. Okay, so we have 567, which was the day here, 624, which was the evening draw for the second. Okay, that came out to real close to 27 degrees. It's actually going to be a touch over 26, which is 8. If you look, there's 8 again. 7 one's 8. This one's on 60 degrees, but it's actually a touch over. That part I'm still playing with in my mind. Like I said, I can only build it as quick as I can think about it. But anyway, we have that's about 27 degrees, pretty close, and it's opposite end of the spectrum. Okay, on the third we had 899 was the day draw, 753 was the evening draw. Okay, that's plus minus 17 degrees, somewhere around in there. 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, somewhere around in there. Somewhere around 17 degrees, 18. Okay, but now we're starting to see a little bit of a pattern here. Okay, we have day here, which is at the bottom. We're going to go up. That gives us the evening. Okay, so we have up and to the right, and then we have the day draw, which will be the third, the next day, is back down close to the same area, but it is again opposite sides of the spectrum. Okay, we go back up here, there's the evening draw of 753, which is like I said, close to 17, 18 degrees. And then we have the fourth, which is here, which would be coming down this way. The day draw was 500. The evening draw for the fourth was I've got it right here. I don't know why I put 500 there. 271. But the 271 was up this direction, so that was pretty close to 60 degrees. From there we went to the fifth, which was again across the other side from evening to day, and 264 was the numbers. and it was close to 71 degrees. And then it shoots back across to the evening or of the 5th and gave us 587. And then the 6th day was up here, and then it shoots back across this way. So if this keeps true, and we have this, and we have 738 as our day draw, then we should be able to, we may not get dead on, but if we keep around a 17, around a degree that sums to 8 or 9 or 6 in the opposite end of the spectrum, which would put us here to here to here, possibly here, but somewhere in this area, we can at least cut out this half of our numbers and then pick somewhere in this area that will be on the opposite side. That is, if this holds true. Like I said, it's a long ways from being exact science, because I've got closing in on 3 hours of looking at this, and that's counting making this twice now. So but that's what I'm thinking on this larger going up to 10,000 would cover for the pick 4, and I've looked at a few of the pick 4 draws from day to evening, evening to day, and it's doing the same thing. So if we look at say a clock, I don't know why clocks are round, but they are. So we have 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3, 6, and 9. Our draws here are around 3:30, somewhere around in there. About 8 hours difference in the draws, which that would be pretty close to the way this is working out. There's 3 8-hours and 24-hour period, so it's working out pretty close to that. The degrees on finding out the exact degree to move would take some more studying, some more thinking about, and testing. And I'm also looking at oh crap, I'm sorry, again, eye troubles, problems with sights. You might want to look away. I apologize for that. But I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, yeah. Don't think I got that on this one. On this take, but and I don't know what it's going to do, because I've got to get these numbers situated to where they need to be. Thoughts in my brain tell me, because these are the starting points, that these need to go around numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the same thing, because these will be like a motion going in. These are marked motions going out, and then start with this one, say that would be 1 at the top, 2, 3, and then go 4, 5, 6, and then count each band. And then the same thing here, which that would be 1. Actually, I'm thinking these corners are 1, and then, because I look at it like this would be an odd movement. Up and down, left and right are pretty much the most natural movements, which would be even in my mind. So any diagonal movement should be odd. So this should be 1 and then 2, or this one should be 1 and then 2, and then go forward with these. And then the same thing here, 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then so on. But so far what I've tested is say that this beginning for this blue band that goes out, or this blue wave, is coming straight down on this end of the square, this column. This start actually happens in this band, so I would follow this band down to here, and then I would come back over to where I have a loop, and then I would have this number from the number from this column or this part of the square, the number from this band, and then the number from where it stops here and makes like a triangle. Something like it would look something similar to this. Make it bigger here where everybody can see, to where it looks more like that. And then the sum of these numbers, what little bit of testing I did do it, I was seeing 1, 7, and 4. The way that I tested it, it was just 1, 1, 4, 7, 1, 4, 7. Anyway, it repeated all the way out on each one of these. Of course, we know 1 and 7's 8, and then in my mind, my thoughts, 4 and 7 are positive and negative counterparts. But that could be just me thinking. I won't say I'm wrong, I won't say I'm right. But from what I've seen, that's what I see. And I will get to a another video that shows more on this. I'll get to more videos that shows more on it as I go, and I'll definitely get into one that shows how these react once you get out of this 10,000 range. I'm not sure if ending with the 9,000 and starting on the 10,000, because it kind of does the same thing. Once you get to 100 and 1,000, you get these same results. But the 10,000, for some reason, is like a point that these really start going crazy. But I'll get to that later. Alright, thanks for watching.